Yeah. Oh, sorry. There's something missing. Oh, no, here we are. Okay. I'll start with, I won't give you a background or anything. I mean, I'm just wanting. Are you all artists? Oh, that's great. And mixed media? Be sure to share whatever you would like also. I love any other information. I'm always taking classes, usually online, always, just because I want to know more things. And so today I'll start with substrates that I paint on anything and everything. You know, I thought I'd go way back. At the Auburn Art Walk, I was just fiddling before the art walk, and I painted these just to show people that you can paint on anything, you can do anything on anything. And there were a lot of people who wanted to buy these. I understand, and yet, you know, it was funny. And they said I could just frame it like that and no one would know. And of course, cardboard bins, but you put something on there to flatten it out. I have an example of that. Another substrate that I love are barrel staves. We put our flowers in wine barrels and then they start rotting and the rings fall off. We use those for something too. And so a few years ago, my husband, I asked him to save all of our beautiful staves, and he like, oh my God. But then he saw and then he helped me. I make a lot of angels. I do, and this isn't even done. I do a lot of these. And they're so fun. My main deal is fun and experimenting.
Would you be comfortable with passing those around? So
Sure. Absolutely. People don't need this. Absolutely. So Deb told me you like to touch me.
yeah.
That's what we do as artists. And then my husband saws off. My husband is a jack of all trades, and yes, he's a master. So he would just be devastated if I told you that. I do these, sell them in the gallery, and I'll just tell you a little bit about it. I didn't like this, and so I brought it home from the gallery. This is right here, tissue paper, and I'll show you that in a little bit. I don't waste any paint. I use a lot of tissue paper, all sizes, and with my extra paint that I have left over, I'll do like a design, or I'll just smoosh it on there. And that's what this is right here, backgrounds. And the beauty of these are how they show through. I'll get to that too, hopefully. And that's just a piece of one of my pieces of artwork. I take pictures of all my artwork. I take pictures of pieces of my artwork and I reincorporate them into my own work all the time. And then here's tissue paper also. Here's another thing that I do. I will paint, like I said, paint like background was brown. And then I happen to sew, well, don't get ahead. And then I made a bunch of little flowers and designs and things. I like to have a stash, as you can see, to choose, you know, start when I'm just going to start. I don't necessarily have anything in mind. I start picking colors I like or textures that I like. And so that's what happens here. This is fabric underneath of what I sewed this to this. And then this is some rust dye, a piece. I just ripped it off. And then I glued them all on the piece.
So, am I asking?
Yes, yes.
What is it that you're using here on?
My very favorite is soft gel. And I'm so glad you asked. I had a little lineup and but thought by the wayside somehow. And this is I might have it on the but I might not. Soft gel matte medium and golden is my favorite. Just because it's it just works perfectly for me. There are other glues like Yes Paste. Have you heard of that? It comes in a big jug and you can adhere things that are heavy to your canvas. And I've never had anything fall off, even metal. See, do I? I don't. I also got these two things mixing. So I just take. I'll do it like this. Something. I'm gonna substrate this. Yeah. I'll use my these. These are indispensable to me. I get them online.
Now is that deli paper?
Yes, deli paper. I get them online and sometimes you think you're getting something and you don't. Getting sidetracked. That's really good, I think. I got this kind one time and I thought, oh, great. But it has served a lot of purposes too. I mean, one is I don't know if you can one is, oh well, too much stuff going on here. I'll remember in a little bit. And somebody told, a lot of people told me you can get any kind of deli paper at restaurant supplies, but I just go online and it's easy. Parchment paper. Parchment paper, yes. It depends on what you're using it for. Like, see now another sidetrack, I will get to that. Is, let me see something here. Let's see. Here's just a little piece of some of it. You can use tissue paper, you can use other things. This is my favorite because it doesn't tear, but it is also delicate and it shows through. It picks up the color. And I brought an example of that so that I could show you. And here's the example. All of these little plant things that are in here, and this right here, that's what these are. I just rip them up, put the matte medium on, and I'll show you that right now. Yeah. You can use glue, sticks, I used everything, but this is my all-time favorite, and I don't usually use glossy because I don't want it to show up. Oh, I should be showing you on this, so you can see it. I know. I'll do it right on top of the thing here. I promise I won't get anything on you. Did you see how I put it on? And then, you know what, I'll put it on here because then I'll show you another use. Yes.
No, go ahead.
Good.
I'll move around to where
And
you.
then I just spread it out, and then if it's being contrary, and I don't want to get glue all over my hands, I will also use it all the time to smooth it down, get it flat, and roll it away. Did that answer the 2 questions? Yes.
Have you tried Durabar?
I don't know what that is.
It's sort of like Mylar.
Yeah, what is my one, right?
You know, those balloons are made out of,
Oh, you mean like,
but there's a clear version. The frosted version that,
I'm sure there's where your key answers are to everything. Try it. I have tried just about everything. I've never heard of that. And then you see how it works and how it'll work for you. And, just one thing I need is just a little jar of water. Or maybe is it okay to bring in here?
Yeah.
Just to, like, just even halfway.
Actually, it was stood on this other side of the table,
Okay,
the camera's over there, so then you okay. And we would, and you saw me talking about us, just be careful as you're walking.
yeah, I am trying to, I'm very, just like a half is all, just so I can stick things in there that are all gooey and painty. Okay, I'll bring my trash bag that over here.
I'm not a good cameraman. There we go. Now you're on
Oh,
here.
good. Back to the green, we can just put it right here. Thank you. Some more substrates are. You saw the big block. Oh, and then this is, I didn't quite finish. This is rust dye, and I'll show you that too. It's down at the end of the table. That I dyed a really soft, light cotton, and then just stenciled over it, and then put glue on top of it. And then I do use a glossy medium to preserve these because I really like how they look. In fact, I started doing it with a lot of my artwork. It's gloss medium, and there's more than one kind in it. It doesn't come in right now. There's a million different kinds of ways for you to seal your paints, and I can't use spray paint or anything because my lungs. And here's another little block. And one of the beauties of these is I did a lot of this work on gel plate, which I didn't bring. And when you line them up, you know, in a little group that looks like a little group of books. I have that sitting in my house. And a lot of my students have made them and just absolutely love them because they can keep looking at them and get even more inspiration. And then from Dick Blick is my favorite place to buy things because it's mostly expensive. You probably already know that. They sell these. And I thought I'd just show you that this is not anything much, but I painted it, and I have asthma and I didn't use my inhaler because it would shake. So I'm losing my breath. I'm sorry. Sneeze, calm down. One of my papers, you know, the deli papers with the paint on the back, or just, you know, smooshed it on there. It's dry and it's laying around, and I took a fountain pen and just drew an old crow and then put one of those little rub-on things, field notes, and you can or cannot put a hanger if you want. Just, I do a lot of things, what's the word, spontaneously. It comes to me and then it might just go out the window and never come back. So I act on it right away, and I'm never sorry. And you understand that it's like, I'm never sorry. It's really good to get away from something that you're seriously working on, because then your brain goes other places and you look over at the painting you were doing and you say, oh wow, I'm gonna do this different or something. Another thing that I use a lot of Amazon packaging tape, packages themselves, you know, when they come in these funky things. I hate all that waste and the cardboard. And I was just in the midst of doing this, and I thought this would be a good thing to share. And you could do a million different things with them. This is just one thing. I thought about doing this for a friend. She just moved into a new house. And I took it and cut it. Then I sewed it and glued it on that side. Just, smoosh some white paint on it, let it go wherever it may be and lead me into what would I do. And then I just took a stencil. I also took a stamp first with words on it and stamped it. And then I took this stencil and stamped on it. And I thought I'll put her name maybe there or maybe in the back, I'm not sure. And then you can fashion any kind of hanger. This is just one idea. And I thought, and I'm going to make it wider out here and put some little dried flowers out. And then she can exchange that all as many times as she wants to. You can do it for yourself too. And then one other thing I was in the midst of, I'm getting ready for my next class on the 30th, and it's going to be ink, acrylic ink, and the spontaneous gets me into trouble too, as you well know, probably. And I couldn't find a frame to fit this little guy. So I looked around and I have a lot of these for my classes that I give. So I've done this before, and I've done it with more than just this kind of paper. I've done it with really thick things too. I used Yes Glue, Yes Paste is what it's called, and get it on there really, really good. And I'm pretty sure that, and then I make sure it's flat and the glue is really good. And then I put a sandbag or a big book on it. First plastic, but there's another thing with that. This weird deli paper came in here. And if it's bigger, you can put saran wrap, put something heavy on it and wait for a day at least. And then I may or may not do something with this or even I'm not even sure. It's just another idea. And then I make these all the time to sell and for my friends. I use heavy watercolor paper usually. I was hoping I got this one, but I didn't. And even cardboard. This is a piece of cardboard, and then did a collage on it and stuck a piece of paper on that.
That's nice.
And it's really fun, to experiment with the beads and the wire, and you can do this in hundreds of other ways. This is only one way.
Can you pass that one?
Yeah, sure. And during Halloween, I love to do witches, so I give almost all my friends a witch. And they love them. And then during Christmas, this is parallel to those driftwood. I do little Santas and big Santas, and I paint them, and then I have a lot of old music sheets that have old Christmas carols on them, and they're already that color, and I really like the quaintness of that. This one's really ugly. That's why it's not for sale, because I use these blue beads, but it's a good example for you all to see. And then I do a lot of this, and maybe some of you do also, little sticks for a hanger, just for a difference in a hanger. This is a collage on there, and you guys something. Yeah, I absolutely adore sharing my ideas. Christmas time, I do little angels. I love them. I do big angels too, but I do little ones like this for my friends. It helped me so much throughout the year. And write put some paper on. You can see it's self-explanatory. Okay. Supposed to be. I see something that's missing. It's pretty crucial. like I said, I'm giving a class and I got the two mixed up. You know, at times, I would say, no, that's for this is for that. And then working at the gallery and packing up my stuff, I don't like to tell everybody that.
Now, what gallery are you talking about?
Persimmon,
Oh, okay,
Persimmon Art Gallery in Auburn.
haven't been there yet, I know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's little, it's really well lit, I love that part. I love working there, the people are wonderful. As I'm sure all of you are too. Okay, I did that demonstration, I'm trying to get rid of some stuff. Prep work. I use, that's missing. I had a whole jug of, clear gesso. You know what gesso is? I use clear gesso, I'll pass that on, to preserve, or to make it more, so it doesn't disintegrate, like if you have really old, oh yeah, here it is, yay. Old special things that you were going to paint on or collage, I use this. And I just, like, this is so cool right here, and I feel it, I already sealed this one. You can seal the back too, but you don't have to, because you will glue it down to your substrate. And then, it's not gonna do anything.
So Wanda, you're sealing it with the gel medium? Is that
With clear
clear
gesso.
medium?
I usually have a handout that says just that, and I can find it first. And magazine pages that you might want to use, they're glossy, and you don't necessarily want it to show up. And you're gonna put this in your painting. This has some of it on too. I had already done it, and I just swipe it on there. You can see it a little bit, but if you care about that, then
Do you use a what kind of brush?
all different kinds, whatever's handy to me.
Okay, sponge brush? or-
I do use a sponge brush a lot for that, because it, spreads pretty good, and I look in the light and I go, okay, you missed a spot. But I also use my regular brush. But good question, because it usually ends up being that. As long as you have the hand. And then, here's an old book that I have, a great big music book, it's about this big. And, I preserve this side, but I'm also going to preserve this side, because I'm not sure which side I'm gonna use. I'll pass it around so you can feel it. It's got some meat to it and texture. This is the same thing. What I should do is, I'm going to show you how to, if you don't already know, do layered painting. There's more than one way to do it, and I'll just show you. I forgot the other one. Oh well. I'll just show you while we're doing this, because it has to dry in between. Is that too, am I getting too crazy? Okay. No. Absolutely not.
We are having fun.
Okay, good. These are my palette plates.
Where do you want this one?
You can put them right in that little basket right there. Because I've already showed it. Thank you. It'll be orderly so far.
This one, or you just?
Yeah, you can just put it in there. It won't hurt them. You're too kind. I'll just use one other color right now. You don't overthink this. or it doesn't work very well. And you've probably seen it in one measure or another. Like I've seen a lot of tree trunks. And you have already done this, and then you would just do the trees, and then the underside shows. But when I try to explain this in my classes in the beginning, I don't explain very well, probably. So, it's not very good. Looking for contrast is a good thing that I didn't do.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let me move.
Okay.
The piece over there. You'll take the painting on, move the piece over there. And then you'll be able to see it.
Oh.
Watch your step.
oh, you make so many different kinds, don't you?
That's. See, that's it.
Oh, I can do this. And if I do this anyway, with these, anyway, so I don't know where that was, it doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong way, so it's just, now I'm just gonna let that dry and then show you how you can proceed. Because, it take too much time.
So I have a question.
Yes,
So you started with your plastic palette. And-
Yes.
And you put some of the deli paper on it, did you?
no,
No,
no, I just put my
Oh, you-
paper, it's just so I
there's no
can.
paper. There's no paper on that?
There's whatever was in the package,
Oh,
like,
I
know
don't
that
like
you're
to use a
talking.
piece of deli paper, then include that on
No.
the.
And my favorites are, like these, because they're flat and because we can recycle and just throw them away after you're done. It's just handy for me, and I'm not a big, huge recycler, I wish I was, but I really every time I open up something, I go, oh my gosh, all this is going back. And then it does eventually go anyway, but at least you used it again. I kind of do, yeah.
It looks like it's easier to hold on to than a flat.
Yes, especially if you are doing, your knees. I usually work flat. My favorite is flat. I even noticed that when I did this the other day, a difference in when I do the big ones on the easel. There's just something psychological about it. I don't know what it is. Try it. When I got it home, I really thought, did I paint that? I did it at the gallery and there were a lot of interruptions and I was getting up and down, but it's another thing that, wow, that worked better than before.
It's insane.
Oh, we got off. So clear gesso on these. Another little bit of good soaps. There. I have another great thing is so you can see your paraphernalia. I have these stacked in on some shelves so that I can, and I put them in colors, and then of course they all get stuff, especially when I take them for a class. But you can see them, and you can see the colors, and you can kind of remember if you don't have too many, what something might be in there for yourself. I like to have a lot of good ideas ready, I guess you would say. Another thing I started doing, a lot of us have old stamps and that kind of thing that you don't necessarily use in your work, the kind of work that you do now. And so I started, whenever I get a dead brain of not knowing what I don't want to start a big project, I make all these things all the time. And they serve such a beautiful purpose in the work. I'll pass the little box here, except for that guy. And this guy. And that's what I did on those that I just showed you. I just took my leftover paint and dabbed it on with wherever they are, some little sponge, makeup sponges, and made a whole bunch of these, all different kinds, all different colors. And I've been really shocked. I shouldn't, but you know, I don't usually put the entire piece in there. I'll rip it up and put it in there. It adds so many different kinds of dimensions that you would never intentionally have used. So I will. And in this that I'll pass around, here's a stamp.
And are you stamping these on the deli paper then?
I have, yes, and there's some here that I've done too. Another technique. Yes, you could do it on anything.
Okay.
And it would look very cool on deli paper because you can see, well, here's where I painted it, though you can't see through black. I do that all the time too. This is what I'll pass to you. This is a copy of an old music sheet and I just doodled on it. I know that I'll be ripping these up and not using the entire thing. I write on fabric and I'll find that when I get to it. And then I also take a picture of it so I can tear it up or whatever, collages. I take real pictures and alter them and sometimes put them on those blocks or in my paintings, a piece of it or the whole thing even. Wish I could just bring the gallery wall or really. This was in Newcastle and it's no longer there. They took it down and I used this on two different paintings, a painting, collage painting, and one of the barrel staves. I used it and put it up at the top and put a little thing on a little blurb that this Newcastle, blah, 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 and then other things, other collage things. And then here's just one stamp. Now, here's the deal. I didn't bring. Have you used modeling paste, anyone?
What is
Or
modeling paper?
molding paste? That I didn't bring. You kick myself. You can. I'll show you what it looks like. And that what you can do. And I'll also show you with some heavy body paint that you can do it with also. It's in here, yay. Okay. You can put it on anything. I did it on the edge of, no, that's just paint. That's just paint too, that's wonderful. On the edges of your canvas, you can make a pattern all over it. Same thing here. I won't pass this around now. I'm always doing it on my own papers. There's your answer right there, sweetie. That is on the deli paper. Always turn your things around. Sometimes your favorite would be the other side. And I write on everything, papers and fabric, which to put into my work. Show you this stats. Oh, I see, I got sidetracked. But do you want me to do the soft gel again? You need to see it go on something? Would you want? No. Okay. Not that I mind. I don't mind at all. I'm looking for the modeling case examples, and I probably have it. I'm not quite something in my car. Honest, Pete. Okay, we're gonna pretend like. See, I didn't even remember who's sending me. So I'll just do it like this. We'll find a stencil. It comes, it's called modeling paste. It's also called molding paste. And you can go to, what's the big hardware store?
Ace.
Or the other, Home Depot, I get fast and hard. I might have that on the handout. Yes, it is good. The fast dry premium spackling, it's way cheaper and it dries really fast. You don't have to wait till the next day. So of course, we would like that. So if I could just find a stencil. It's super soft. Here's a stencil. I've seen these probably. Oh, I see. It's just. I'll do it on the back of that. If you like this is modeling paint, or you can use heavy body paint. And should I go somewhere else?
Right here.
This is okay. You just can get it out of the jar normally, and then you can pick it up off of the jar. And then I'll get some more on it so you can see better. I hope I run across it in all my paraphernalia. And we'll get this on. You can take any kind of stencil. Just scooted it. And then you should wait a little bit, but I never do, and that didn't work. There's more clarity with the modern case because it's thicker. But this also works. I'm gonna do it right here flat. In fact, split it over. I do this all the time with everything, like color paint, it's that pattern. And that pattern. And the modeling paste is real thick too, so it's really, it comes out very bumpy. And really shows, which this doesn't, so. Sorry about that. You probably get the idea, and if you. Yeah. Done
So you're
it.
getting a relief from that modeling paste.
Yes, yes, it's so, once I introduce it into my class. Then we're all done, because that's all anybody wants to do. They just start, and they do it on everything that I have there. And I love it because, you know.
Gives you texture.
Yes, and sometimes I plan it and sometimes I don't. And I've just put it on like those, the sticks that I showed you. I don't want to get on the bug. Right in front of me?
Yeah.
What's this? Thank you. I love you. What was I saying? Oh, on a stick. Sometimes I do figures, you know, people, abstract, and I will just put it all over on something. See, I don't have what I needed to have to show you that. Believe it or not. And then it just, and make it a little bumpy, a little, and then just start painting just like you would, and it just gives it a dimension. And you can try on anything, everything I have. Let's see what else.
Do you use Mod Podge at all?
It has a really strong, yeah, and I don't like it at all. Lots of people do, and everybody asks me that when I'm giving a class. Go for it.
Yeah, so the gel medium can be sort of like a Mod Podge, because it can do.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really for, I think when you read on it, it's for extending your paint and adding body and all these other things. But of course, the great mixed media people before me discovered, whoa, this is really great for, it doesn't, change your paint either. When you put something on there, do that too. Doesn't alter your paint unless it's been on there, unless you get it on a big space or something. But it's pretty good. It doesn't, it really helps you out. I was gonna, oh, here it is. It was upside down. Except they don't have a, you can do it on deli paper. You can do it on paper. These are all from, you probably know that, from a stencil. Yeah, pass that in. I can rip that up. And here I start, this is one of my collages I started by just putting some down and just smooching it over here and see what that will bring for ideas for me. Just painting, and you can use a color and mix it up, the molding paste. Put a little tiny bit of paint because it breaks down the molding paste, and put a color on something right on your paint, which I've done many times. It's like it just needs that little punch. Do you want to see this up closer? I don't know what kind of a test. I'll say. Why your smiley faces? I brought a stencil so I could show you. Maybe I'll find it in the end. I'll show you this right now. One way to do these. If you're not, if you don't think you know what you're gonna do. I mean, let's start over. Say you were gonna make a bouquet of flowers out of this. Or you don't really know either. That's what I do a lot of, and that's what this, here's what happened when I did that. I just started painting until I saw something. And I did not see these persons. And I did add to them slightly, but they showed up.
Yeah.
And faces for me show up almost in everything. And they're my favorite things to do, so it's hard for me to get away from it, but I was just thrilled with this.
So you didn't intentionally put the faces on?
No, it was just from painting, and it probably maybe just had that there, but all of a sudden I saw like,
Yeah.
you know, African, kind of an African, and the color brought that out too. And I've done many of these and huge ones. And I'm just astounded. I hope this has happened for you. I walk into my studio and I go, well, who painted this? Or who painted this? And or, oh, I suddenly saw just one face. So I started with that one face. And then all of a sudden I go, oh, there's another one. And I see another one here that I didn't use. That I just, and I asked in the gallery when I put it up, I said, okay, there were about 3 of my friends. And I said, what do you see? Nobody, they're all artists. Nobody saw the faces. Nobody. And then so I said, okay, there's a face in there. And pretty soon Robin, oh, I see it. And I go, and there's 2 more. So it was really fun. And that's what happens. Okay, so I'm back to that. Say you wanted trees or bushes or. I don't know,
You're using chalk right now?
yeah, because
Why
it comes right off. I'll do it right here. Better. Say you wanted to start with trees. Contrast here. Just The wonderful product is satin lace. This is so perfect to. I'll do it like.
Wait, because of the carpet,
Oh, it won't,
all right?
it won't.
We got in trouble.
Well, I'll tell you what, no, I understand, I'll just put it clear. The beauty of this is you don't, thank you, and you don't have to measure it. You can just, for many uses such as this will make this go way further. I had two displayed at home. And of course. Oops. You don't have to use the same color either, like that other painting. So I should have. So let's see. I've made some funny birds. Hilarious birds. Doing this. You get the picture. I hope. This is what no one understands what I'm showing you. I mean, if I just say this is what you do. Let's say, let's do a butterfly. Oh, I did it.
Should have moved the paper over there.
Carol. All the kids will, if I know those kids. Oh, wait, I can do that. We can probably work on it too. Should I know?
I can't see it right now.
It's fine. Oh, wait, here, these little really sweet ones here. Okay. Use them over this way. This is what's in here. It's stable. So we'll be out of the walkway. Now, is this gonna work? Yes, it will. Absolutely. I'll turn it over this way. So let's see. Oh, but you can up there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good in the world. Let's get bigger first.
Sorry, guys.
Can't see that. I don't even see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So over this side.
You are,
Right here.
a butterfly. You can't draw very well, so I really want to show you. Pretend like it's a butterfly, which isn't very good. But I want to give you an idea because the sky's the limit in this. You can see it up here. It's a bow tie.
Yeah, bow tie.
Bow tie, we're changing it. It's good. Anything, a house, barns. And it's just the coolest. You get the coolest surprises out of this. Unbelievable. I mean, I started out doing something and then completely changed it because I would leave and come in the room. You could do really little things. You could do little flowers, tiny little flowers, but you get it, right? And it's just smashing. Just that little one, you know. I couldn't believe. Here's another, I took this off my wall because a long time ago, this is talking about experimenting with something I had never seen. Now I have, of course. I wanted to try something to do all fabric on the canvas or on the board or whatever I use. And so I lightly almost dyed every, I used my acrylics like I did, like you would, watercolors, yes. And I can pass that around. I fell in love with it and I thought I need to do some more of those too. I really like it. This is not a very good.
Looks like, yeah, sunglasses on, somebody comes.
Yes, and if anybody wants to come up and turn that into something, you can. I'm pretty disruptive. But I didn't want to forget to do that because it's a real freeing way to paint things you would have never thought to paint. And then here again is using my leftover paint. I guess I brought a lot of these. This is an old book page that I use. This first dried, sitting in my studio, and then just played, and then I'll cut these up and use them in my work. This is, if you know, patterns, making dresses.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of us have, and it's dyed with rust, or it's painted. It's probably painted. And this was dyed with rust. I'll go right to that now, so that you know what we kept on talking about. And then Susie, here's the
Jelly.
yeah, the delicate.
Wow.
I wish there was something better. Oh, there is. This also shows this. Putting this, for instance, on there, there's a white background on there, make it really smashing. You can't really see through that one. That's the only one I see that's like that. No, here's another one. So this shows up so beautifully. Another technique is while I'm on there, I accidentally did this and then I was able to finish this painting. Whatever that said, I just blob some paint on some tissue on the delicate paper, just a little bit, and then just went like this. And I did it on something else first, and it looked like an abstract flower to me. So I finished it off with that. That's the reason I brought it in.
Bridge club? Oh, no.
Okay. How are we on time?
2 minutes.
Left? Oh, good grief. Okay, I'll show you the funnest thing. Oh my goodness. I timed this at home.
Time flies when we're having fun.
That's right. Here's how I dye. I dye and put paint in something. I'll show you exactly. I will squirt some paint in here for a painting one. Just, not that much even. And then add just a little bit of water, and then I'll take whatever book page, fabric, tissue paper, and add the water. And here's what I do. Then I just smooch it around, and I don't fiddle with it because then you'll have a variation. Variations will show up, and then I'm already outside. Say that, and when I think it's taken enough dye, I take it out and toss it on my bushes to dry. And then it's really fun because you forget about it and you go out and go, oh God. And you guys will go, oh. So he loves it.
How'd you get the rest of the?
I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you that. There are all kinds of things on the internet for different recipes. My recipe is I get a cookie sheet and I lay the rust parts. I even brought some rust in the package, but don't see it. This is the craziest thing. Anyway, all your rust parts. In fact, as I do that, like here's a big hunk of this thing I have. It's really pretty. I lay the fabric down, then the rust, and then put something heavy over it, like plastic or whatever, and weight it down. I do it outside and on my deck, and once again, I forget all about it, and then I come out and I go, oh my goodness, and what's really fun is the book pages too, and different kinds of papers, like the musical notes. And then
I was using a rusty piece of metal.
yes, that will rust.
Tool or something.
Yes, that will rust. That's what, well, here it is. It's a nasty piece. My husband has all these things because he does all these different kind of work, so. Oh, you can go anywhere. When you're walking, I'll show you this. On the way in.
Let's go walk along the railroad tracks.
Yes, yes. And then just if you tell somebody that does, anyway, there was a great myrtle out in the parking lot. I picked it up because it was so pretty. Oh, her skirt up top. I have mimosas at home, acacia trees, if you know what those are. And I gave her a skirt and she got ripped off in here. So forget it. I just put a little skirt on there and then did a little ditty with fountain pen and I just thought it was funny because here I am picking something else up as I was coming. It's the joy of this. And then also painting on your work that you've already dyed or done. One thing leads to another and it is so exciting. I get re-excited almost at least once a day. Like, wow. And then on that same note, and then I'll stop. That's how I dye my fabrics too. I already said it. Put the paint in, cheesecloth, toilet paper, showed up really good. Variation. I dyed a bunch of gray cloth. I think it was lemon, and then wrote on it. And this is fabric that I found at Joann's. I dyed all about 5 or more years ago, all different kinds in the same way. I just put it in there and left it. So there is a variation still on what I have left. So easy. I try, and I hope for you that I try a lot of things and think this is so complicated, or the recipe for how to do it is so complicated. Forget it. And that reminds me of this. And then you can tell me to shut up. This is the most fabulous find. A couple of the ladies in the gallery just freaked out. And they did around, but okay. I'll show you on this. There's a name if you would like to write it down after or take a picture of it. The beauty of these is, number one, you can find recipes on the internet, but I use my own. And I can't even tell you what I do now at this moment. But the beauty of these is, yes, there are so many that I bought in the past, and then they dry out, and you have to wash them, figure out how to scrub them out like a coffee pot. There's a sharp pan that goes back in it so that they never dry out. I have these. The name is Fine Line Applicator. I don't know if that's on your handout. And I'll leave it out so you can take a picture.
I've seen them at Hobby Lobby.
Oh,
A lot of
okay,
people use them for friskets to put on laminate.
yes, and, I don't know how I found it, but when I found one, and I just went on the internet, and that's, there it is. Do this right here. This, oh, they're so fun. This one's thicker right now. I'll get another one, or you can write with it or outline things. It's unbelievably fun. I tell my classes, you can't get that back and hand it to me. This one lady just loved her. She goes, here, you can't do it. And I understand, oh, this is real loose. Let's do it right here. And I love the fine lines that it makes. It doesn't look like you blog on some things that we've all probably tried. We thought, forget that, it's reputable painting or whatever. So. Yes, that's
Miss
it.
Linda, would you hold that up to the camera?
The painting,
The liner that she's using.
This right here.
Yes,
Those
please.
are-
the liner, bottle of the liner. And the
Oh, the bottle? Who's talking?
Jackie, she's in Florida.
Jeez, goodness.
Thank you, Boo Boo.
Oh, you have a nickname. I love it. And then you can show her that. This is the one that in Florida that I heard she still loves to help out. How fabulous you are.
We would all quit if she quit, yeah.
I get that. So there's all of these. I didn't show you how to print feathers that I brought. You can do them on paper. You can use real ones, or you can get a big giant bag of those fake ones. And what I like to do is use this. I was going to show you. Aren't they pretty? You know, I know that other people have done that or do it, but I never saw it like that. I put it like, you know, a little whatever color paint. And then I use these makeup sponges. They're so perfect for getting the paint on it, on the feather itself. Just do that, and then you know, press it on there. But I forgot about some examples. Oh no, I did it. Here they are. Just a matter of finding. I did one on that bunny paper. Look how pretty it is. Can you see that? Yeah. It's just beautiful. And this is how these show up in your work. These are my paper, and then these are the funny ones you can order, you know, for $2, a big bag of feathers. Just experiment. They are just, and I've used real feathers on some of my birds that I painted for do collages on, and then I stick them on a tail. Yeah. Shut up. Thank you very much for being so pleasant.
We talk about the classes that you did.
Yes, I try to do them once a month here on, but you know, the next one is in July, but you're not way ahead of time, because you know, life. I have to figure out when I'm going to be able to high energy. Just with the 1% in art gallery.
So you get the right.
And there's not just my classes, our other people that work in our gallery. We have clay, we built building clay, jewelry, all kinds of things. And we're trying to get better and better at getting it going myself. Once a month is about it. And the next one I'm doing is using acrylic inks, but I'm also going to bring a little bit of paraphernalia to show everyone what the possibilities are. And it's just amazing.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, no, it's so awesome. The kind I use is a certain kind, I've used more than one. And it isn't, alcohol. Paints. Or inks, ink. Alcohol ink, it's way different than alcohol ink, it's,
Like acrylic paint?
it is acrylic, it's acrylic ink. It is beautiful. Yes. Yes, I do somewhere in here. But absolutely. They're under there. I'm not even get some more.
Do you have one? I have one, okay. Can I take a picture of it?
Absolutely. That'll help me remember, absolutely.
Bye, Miss Jackie.
Yes. that's
Thank
what
you.
it
You
is.
guys have a good one. I'll post it later.
Okay.